So, Google Sites. Google Sites is a good app to use if you want to spend very little time organizing where everything will go. However, it does have a lot of limitations as far as where you want to format everything. I really like it because it's easy to use to collaborate with multiple people. So, like for the middle school, we have our continuous learning site, and anyone who's on the who's been given permission can edit the site. It is pretty basic, but that's good for when you're first starting out. So let's go ahead and look at how to get there, how to create a site, and then how to move some stuff around and do some very basic editing in Google Sites. So you're going to come, I call this the Rubik's Cube. Other people call it different things, but I like the Rubik's Cube. So it's right there. And then you're going to go right here to Google Sites. Now, there was an old version of Google Sites and a new version. So it still comes up right here if you would choose to use the old version. This is the new Google Sites. So I'm going to click there. And there are several different templates, just like you'll notice it looks just like most Google products. We are just going to hit a blank site. And the first thing that we always want to do is label it so that you can find it later. So it will give you very, very, very few themes to look through. So we'll look at that here in a second, but the way that this is set out is this is your page title, and then this is where all of your information is going to go. So with your page title, let's name it test. You can, if you hover over it, it will tell you you can choose an image and you can choose the header type. So you can do a large banner, the banner, or the title only. Okay. What I tend to do is none of this. I will go over here and I will change my image and I will create a banner image in Photoshop. You can use Canva, is awesome for it. So I make this banner be an image. So let's go see if I have something that we can just kind of pop up there. Let's go ahead and just do this one. Okay, so you'll notice a couple things. It has this title still. So if you click on that and press delete, and then right over here it has these little magic sparkles. And what that does is it adjusts the readability so that if we had that title, it's going to put like an overlay in between it so that it's easier to see. So I'm going to click right here. And when I click on that, it takes that overlay off. So that is what I tend to do, making my own headings. Now, if at this point you want to see what this would look like, you're going to go up here, and this one isn't as easy to remember, but if you just think you want to look at it on a computer, that's the preview. So we're going to go right here to preview. So this is what your site would actually look like. Now notice it's different than in the editing view. It cuts this off. Down here at the bottom, you have all the different views. So here is a phone. So what would that look like in the phone? Again, it cuts off different parts of it. So you would want to make sure that you can see it correctly on all the different formats. I'm going to go ahead and exit the preview right here. So one of our options is the header type to make it a large header. So let's go ahead and go look and see what it looks like then. There you can see a little bit more of it. I think that this is a crazy big header. So it kind of depends on what you want to use it for. But again, if we're on a phone, it's not going to work. Not really going to work on a tablet. And just kind of works on this. So go ahead and play around and make sure that whoever is looking at your site, they can see that. So that is how to put your own header in there. If you look right here on add logo, what I usually do is I go and I put our Thunderbird right there. So you can add the logo so that little Thunderbird will be there. A favicon, this is new. They didn't used to let you do this. The favicon is the little picture that's going to be up in the corner. So all of these are the favicons for all of these different sites. So here you can look right up here, this CMS CLP. This is the favicon that I uploaded for the site. So that's what that is. For navigation, you can change where it goes. If you want it over on the side instead, if you want it transparent or a color, I recommend transparent. I really don't play around with all this stuff too much. So there, it's there if you want to use it. If you want to stick with something that is a Google theme, you're going to come right over here to the right-hand side. This is where we have all of our editing things. So our three main things are insert, pages, and themes. So first, let's go look at our theme. There are not very many, okay? If I reset this, now's where you're going to be able to see these different themes. The main thing is the font and the color, okay? So you can change the style just a little bit, but not very much. And then you can go in and you can make your own custom color. So you can make it like 375 colors. So they have changed for a little bit, but you are locked down quite a bit. So let's go, we're gonna do our undo button. Remember, undo is our best friend. So I'll go back to that little thing that I threw on there. So let's say this is our home, our main page, and we want to put some words or some pictures in there. You're going to go to insert. So here are our different options, and then you can choose some pre-existing layouts. So if I want to start with a picture and some text, I can click and it will populate right there. And you just click to add your stuff. As you hover over everything, it will give you options for all of these things. So do you want it to look like a title? Do you want it to look like a heading? So you can play around with that. You can do the alignment. You can insert a link in here and it will link that. You can make it collapsible, which means, where did it go? That you will only be able to see the paragraph. Let's go look at it. You can see the word paragraph, and then when you click on it, you'll get more information. So that's what that collapsible means. Then to add your image, you're just going to click, and you can get your image from wherever you'd like to. There's some, a map, a calendar, some different things on there. So let's see. I have mine. I could go in there, but I just want to upload. I'm just going to throw this little color block on there. Okay, so to resize things, you have all these handles, so you can make things skinnier and it will resize it. You can go here on the corner and make them bigger, and you will see that grid. Google Sites works with that grid. If you make this bigger, it's going to make your paragraph automatically smaller, and vice versa. You can go in here and edit your picture. You can crop. You can, once you crop it, you can click and move and show what you want on there. So that's the crop. Again, undo is our best friend, so it's right there. You can link this image so that it shows a link. And then any other options are always going to be right here. Your add alt text is going to be for your like vision impaired viewers. So if they would scroll over this, if they would go over it, it would read that out to them. It would describe that. Over here on the edge, this is our first section. So you have some options about what color you want that background to be. And that is determined by your theme. Usually not my favorite. I think you might be able to change it, but I don't know that. You didn't used to be able to change it. So if I wanted this to be our T-Bird blue, I would go make a rectangle of T-Bird blue and then I would upload it as an image. Just kind of a stupid workaround. So let's undo that because that's offensive. So if we want the same thing, we can just duplicate it. And I would recommend always alternating. So if you have a picture and a paragraph, you have paragraph picture. Okay. If we want another section, we can use the layouts right over here. You can just click on your text box and drag it. Just click, sorry. And it will be there all across. You can embed certain things. If you have a URL, you would be able to embed you can embed different websites, different widgets, lots of different things. That would be the embed. If you go to Drive, you can embed a Drive document. So if I wanted my daily schedule to be embedded right there, I just click on it and there it is. There are a few other things. I'm going to close this. Then there are a few other things that we can insert. So if my agenda is a whole different section, I can click my divider and you just click and drag, and that way it shows a division between the information above it and what's below. You can choose to do a placeholder, which is an image. You can tell it, hey, I want a doc, and it will go put a doc in there. And again, you can resize this however large you would like. So you can just go through all of those different options. You can have slides. You can put a form in there. If you want charts that you've created, all of that different stuff, it's all right there. Okay. If you would want a table of contents, you can click on that. And that just shows, hey, there's the first paragraph, there's the second paragraph. It shows what's on this page. You can do that like right here and then put another image. Or let's do a placeholder. So I have a placeholder and I'm going to click and drag it. And I can have that next to this table of contents. So this table of contents is for this page, not for the entire thing. So let's go look at kind of this mess that I've thrown out here. Here's my preview. If I wanted to go to the second paragraph, I could click on it. Okay, it says it's not available in preview mode, which is nice. So if I click on this, it will jump down to the second paragraph. Okay, I personally never use that because I don't like my pages to get that long. So I put only what needs to be on those pages. So I'm going to hit delete. Now, speaking of pages, this is our main page. If we want to look at what other pages are in our document, we're going to go right here to where it says pages in the upper right-hand corner. Right now, we just have our home page. If we want a new page, we're going to go right down here to new page, and I'm just going to do page 2. Okay, and it will automatically copy over that first page header. So I just make a new header and I put it on there. I go ahead and I delete this. So if this were like homework or math, if you had a math page or ELA, you can make your header that shows that. And then you're just going to do the same thing. You're going to insert your layouts and how you want everything to show. With your pages, it's super easy. Let's try and get another one on there. Okay, so here are my 3 different pages. On our circle, on our continuous learning plan at the middle school, under our home, we have, let me go open that up for you. We have like a spirit page. So here are our pages. Under home, we have our Spirit Week. So we don't want that to be on our navigation, but we want it to be a sub page of our home page. So, and then we have our 7th, 8th, and how to. So if you wanted to do this, if you wanted this page to be a sub page, you just click and drag, and then you drag it to where it's on top of the main page, and it will make itself a sub page. In your pages, you can duplicate a page, you can look at the properties, or if we wanted another sub page, we could go right here and it would just make another sub page for us. If at any time you wanted to change, like if this was our home page and we wanted to change it, you can come right here and you can make this your home page. You can also make it so that people can't see this in your navigation. So you would have to click on it to be able to get there. And then there's deleting the page. Now to add somebody to this, you can click right here and you're going to add them just like you add on any Google document. And then they will have full editing rights. This is kind of the drawback. Anybody can do anything. But what's nice is, like any other Google document, is there is a history. We did have someone that deleted a page and I just went back into the history and restored it. So that option is there. If you go right here to your settings, we saw that earlier with our brand images and things like that. So how do you want all of that stuff set up? And then your history, this version history is what I was talking about. So if somebody accidentally deletes something, you're going to go right here and it will show you, I just started this one, but if we wanted to go back to the very beginning, you could click restore this version and it would only have that very beginning part. Okay. When you are ready to make this viewable to everyone else, you can hit publish and you will need to write something here. Now, if you notice right here, it says the HTTPS. This is, I don't know if you guys, my dog is thirsty, sorry. This is the beginning of your website. So we're going to be / whatever. So on our middle school one, it is, well, I don't know why it's not showing it, but it's, it's CMS CLP. It's right here. And then this is the home page. So you would do Potter 218, something like that. Something that is a little specific to yourself or what you're doing. And then you can hit publish. This is, anyone at Circle can see this. If you want it to be viewable by everybody, again, you're going to change that right here, just like you normally do. I'm going to hit publish. And now we can see the published site. So I went over here to the publish button, click down, and view published site. So this is our very exciting site right here. I'm going to close that and let's say, oh, do not want that published. I'm going to unpublish. And it's no longer an option to see the published site anymore. So that's been a 20-minute video, but it's also been pretty fast. Just like usual, if you have any question, just shoot me an email and I would be happy to help you.